If you're at a hockey game and you're struck by a puck, can you sue the venue? Well, maybe, maybe not. So back in January 1970, a woman and her husband went to watch a Providence Hockey Club game at the Rhode Island Auditorium. The auditorium itself no longer exists. So they arrive, they take their seats over in section F North. That section is about 4 rows up from the arena floor. Protection for patrons seated in that section consisted of a wooden dasher, quote, that rose to a height of approximately 18 to 24 inches above the ice, plus a 5 foot sheet of 1/2 inch thick plexiglass, which is attached to the top of the dasher. This shield only protected those patrons in the first 3 rows. This appears to be the case even today. I've been to a couple hockey games recently, and I've seen that happen. During the course of a face-off on the ice near section F North, the puck was lofted from the ice and struck the plaintiff over her left eye. She was treated in the first aid room at the auditorium and thereafter incurred substantial medical expenses of work and lost work for several months. Now, what's important here is so she sues the hockey club for negligence, saying that they should have protected her. They replied back and said, well, you kind of knew what was happening and you assumed the risk of injury. And how do they argue this? Well, at trial, it came out that prior to her being hit in the eye, she had been at about 30 or 40 games at the auditorium with her fiance, and she had seen many Boston Bruins games on television. During those games, she admits that she had seen pucks lofted and hit the plexiglass and go into the crowd. Now, ordinarily, her and her boyfriend would not sit where they were sitting that night when she was hit. She would sit somewhere else further away from the ice, but this night they arrived late and the only seats they could find were the ones in 3 or 4 rows up. So, what did the Rhode Island Supreme Court decide in this case? Well, they wrote that in the case before us, the plaintiff had attended numerous hockey games and was familiar with the flying puck syndrome. The only reasonable inference suggesting itself to us is that she knew there was a risk that the puck would take flight and come to rest somewhere in the crowd. So please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions, send me a message, shoot me a text message, either way. And until next time, be well and be safe.